And gentlemen, welcome to European Race Night, and we are here for Division 3, and we are here for round 5 here in Zandvoort in Netherlands, and it's going to be a very interesting one. We saw a great race in Division 1 with tricky conditions, so it was similar yesterday in Division 2 with NRC Ireland taking that one yesterday on by penalties, I think I remember it was. Anyway, I'm Dave Zero, your lead commentator for this evening, and alongside me, Mr. ERN Presto. How are we doing, Presto?
Better than you anyway, I think, but yeah, I'm doing very well. It's starting early. I'll wind you throughout the whole night. You well, so.
Yeah, it's great. I tried to get Presto kicked off today, and no one wanted to replace him.
I wonder why.
Wasn't a good start.
I wonder why.
I wonder why too. Right, okay, so the first man out there currently is Eke Belova in the Haas. He is joined out there by the looks of it of the Alfa Romeo, Fin 2 behind him, and Massey behind him, and his teammate in that train 2 of Apex in that train. So drivers getting out nice and early, but Eke Belova will be the first. Presto, what are some tips for you around here today?
Just getting a good first lap, because a lot of drivers tend to just go balance in a qualifying session, and because it's such a short lap, you know, you don't need to go out right at the beginning. You can see a few drivers, I think both racing points are still on the pit, so you know, I think they'll probably see what times he's doing early on, but yeah, definitely just getting your first lap in is crucial, because if you don't get your first banker in, then you go into your second one knowing that you have to get it, and then if you don't even do that, you've got basically it's a one-shot quality, so it's basically just getting a one lap in to begin with is, you know, the most important, that's it, in a qualifying session, just any session, not even here to the...
Yeah, Eke going into turn 1 now. We're going both in with a lap. That curb is a nasty curb. Touch that curb and you go spinning in most curbs round 8, but you can take quite a bit on that curb as he goes into turn 3, and that horrible banked left-hander hairpin there was really difficult to get on the exit, especially if you're running no traction control. You can really squirm with not much braking zone as we now go into the fast right-hander, down a gear and keep the throttle on. He lifts off quite a little bit there going through that section, and nice into sector 2, and sector 2 got a couple of tricky little off-putting traction zones here, but let's see how he deals with it up into 5th for the exit, and DRS enabled. Gibby in the chat, it's good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well as he enters now into sector 3, into the hairpin. Let's see how he deals here. Oh, nearly touched that curb on top of the car quite a lot there. Coming round the final 2 corners now, he doesn't hit the apex as nicely as he would have wanted to, but he's coming down the bank corner now. DRS enabled. Let's see what our first time is going to be today, and it is a 1:09.5. Let's see if anybody behind can put up a match. There's Fin 2 with a 9.8, so he goes 3/10 off. Massey with a 9.1, so he goes and beats that time by 0.4 of a second. The next couple of cars are coming across the line. One of them is a Williams. Crowd and invalidated his attempt, so that's a shame. One is a Mercedes, and that is Menard with a 9.1. The other Mercedes, a Dino, coming across the line, and that's also a 9.1, so a double 9.1 there for both Mercedes. Next across the line is Matrice. Matrice comes across the line, gets 5th place on his bank. His teammate of Darko Wade is next. Darko Wade goes 7th with a 9.9. Next is the Renault of Zachary's Beast with a 10.2, and that was also there by the looks of it, Tawi with a 9.1. A nice lap there from himself. Potato goes in the Red Bull with a 10.2. There was Breezy in the other Red Bull with a 9.1. Wedgie, first man to drop into the 8 so far with an 8.9 from the Williams crew there. So a very interesting first round of laps, I would say there.
Yeah, I forgot I was actually stuck here. Wedgie was a really good lap. I watched him quite so left me. There was no issues, the car was always on, he got every apex hooked up. Maybe just a wee bit upset, something like you find, but I'm interested to see what crowd can do. I've heard so yeah. I kept just waiting there, waiting. I've heard that Crowden can do a an 8.3 or something, that's the rumours I've heard, but he's only done a 9.8, so he's struggling a wee bit, but I'll see what he's set to things are. If he made a mistake on that lap.
Yeah. We'll have to find out and see, because I've heard those rumours too. Crowden is looking very, very strong here I've also been in practice sessions with him, and he is very strong around here, so it's going to be very interesting to see where he puts himself against the grid, especially with his teammate up there with the only man in the 8s. He really needs to catch up and make some ground up there.
Just his final sector, really, it was 21-6 he done, Wedgie done a 20.9, so his first sector, I think he was matching his teammate. No, he was actually about 2 tenths quicker, so his first sector from Crowden. Second sector was an 18-2 compared to his teammate, I think it was a 17.9, at least going through, yes, a 17.9, so they're kind of even into the sector, well, at the end of sector 2, but sector 3. Crowden, I think, probably just went a wee bit too deep into the braking zone. Into that wee chicane, and that's affected him a lot. So I think Crowden again on a bit in the back foot though. We saw it was last weekend China that it was right at the end. He put his fastest lap, so it's not a bad banker for him as he gets right out of the way now of a Renault coming out.
You might need to tick and retick your box for the party, by the way. Apparently you're crackly from what I've heard.
But that's first.
Hopefully so. The person out there currently on a lap is Nash in the Racing Point, so we'll see how he does and stay on board. Let's see how this goes right now. The only people out there currently are on out laps. Nash is the only person out there on a flying lap. Let's see what he is able to do coming around the second to last corner. Let's see what happens here coming through the blast bank corner into the RS zone. Where is he going to put himself amongst the pack? We shall see. And he goes 7th with a 9.2. A very, very nice lap there from Kanash. And now Eke Boba has just started his runs up ahead. Predictions for this one, Presto? How are your top 3? I'm going to do it like yours, no particular order. Do a 2 of the top 3. Yeah, I think Dino will be in there, Wedgie will be in there, and I also think Breezy will be in there. Harvey's going to be in there. I mean, it's so hard to pick here in Division 3. There's just so many people out there at the minute, and apparently they can't hear you now. Did you retick, by the way?
Because I've done it so many times, I'm back now. But I think I've done it so many times that when it said it was ticked, it glitched itself.
Okay, Volvo goes across the 8th, 2 times quicker, but not enough to move him in any positions. Dino's just started his hot lap. Massey is down in sector 1. Let's have a look. Matrice is just entering sector 2. Vinci Race is just entering sector 3, so we'll stay on board with him. There's also Williams about to come across the line. I think that's Crowding just starting his flying lap. We'll have a look on board with him later. It was Wedgie. Yep, Wedgie, he's starting his next run. The only man so far in the 8.9. Vinci Racing is about to come across the line here. He's done a 9.8 so far. Improves, goes to 9.4. So improves on a couple of places there, so that's decent for him. Crowden is now coming around the final corner to set his flying lap. Next across the line is going to be Harvey with his flying lap, and then a Ferrari behind him by the looks of it. Oh, Massey goes P2 with a 9 dead, so that's a very nice lap. Chelsea comes across the line, goes 10th with a 9.6 there. Next across the line will be the McLaren of Matrice, who has backed out of that run, so he won't be setting that time. Next is Mercedes of Dino. Where's he going to put it? He puts on provisional pole with an 8.4, a 5/10 gap there between them two. So that is a huge jump and a huge margin there between those drivers. I think the next person across the line is going to be Wedgie, who's had a very poor last corner and he's invalidated, and he was 4 tenths up on that run, so that has ruined that availability. And let's have a look. The next person I do want to definitely look at right now is Crowden, and Crowden invalidates too.
That been a good lap for Crowden as well. He was a 10th up, so and if you find 7 tenths in that last set, that drew him at 8, so he'd have been on for a 9 flat. He put himself in the top 3. Did you not realise that the one is on a Sunday? Today's too late.
Yeah, he's definitely turned up at the wrong time as Dino, as Potato just comes into the pits and aborts his lap. There's only a couple of drivers out there now who are on hot laps, and I think one of those darker ways just coming across the line to finish his lap. Breezy is about to come across the line in the other Red Bull. He's currently 4th with an 0.91. Let's see what he is able to do here in the Red Bull. Can he improve on his time as he comes towards the line now? Let's see if he does improve. He comes across the line. He does improve by 200ths of a second, which is not going to be enough to make him up any places. Towie invalidated his run. Menard is currently on his run currently too. Where's Darko Wade? Darko Wade's down in sector 1 onto the podium. Is in the middle sector 2. I was playing some 5 lappers before we've onto the podium. That was entertaining, shall we say. A couple of drivers really like to have a KD record on Formula 1, and it's actually quite insane.
Looking at Dino's sectors, they're incredible. I mean, it's faster than what I've done. It's by PB, so yeah, let's not talk about that. But that's amazing to look at. Like, I don't know, a 4 coming into this podium in a practice session. So yeah.
I've just been informed. sorry to interrupt. I have just been informed that Dino has already beaten Divisions 2 pole time.
Well, that means this will be the fastest time of the weekend. Well, of the F1 weekend, as we call it. Because Division 1 pole time was like a 15 because of the weather. So Dino is the fastest person in ERN around here in qualifying at the moment. So that's a mega lap from him, to be fair. And does that mean he's the 1, or does that mean I'm the 3 fifths? How do we look at that? That's the way you look at it.
Yeah, well, we moved him down to Div 3 to help him with his traction control. Now, he was okay in qualifying, but his racing wasn't the best. Couldn't keep it consistent for a few laps, so we'll have to see what happens to in the race, but that is not looking good for him to go back up another division.
Well, even if he's half a step quicker than everyone else at the moment, even if his race pace isn't that good, what I mean by not good is like it's not as good as his qualifying pace. Like, it's still half a second quicker than everyone else over the space of 68-second lap, so it's incredible like how far ahead he is. So yeah, it's like when you got a Division 3 or something, it just takes like one driver to really get that track, and they seem to be miles ahead. But that's just what it is in a bit lower tiers. But I've never seen someone in a lower tier be that much further ahead. But credits to where credit's due, he is really far ahead.
Yeah, Matriz comes across the line and he did a 9.4 there, moving himself into 9th place. The rest of the drivers, most of them, are currently in the pits or starting to do outlaps for their last final runs. The final runs will be coming shortly, probably within the next 2 minutes. Any changes you want to make to your top 3, Presto?
Well, I want to put Dino in there, because I didn't put him in to begin with. And he's never ahead. I did say Dino would be pole, in case, I did say Dino would be pole by so much. So, even though Mike was beat, but yeah, Dino definitely. I don't think that'll get beaten. The only person that can beat that is Dino. Wedgie, I think he can improve. Crowden, I still think Crowden will be up there, as long as he doesn't bottle this last run that he's on. But a lot of drivers going to
crowding you're talking about. Let's not forget that it's crowding you're talking about. And Blame Dames already once again. It don't even need finding them anymore to stop the hashtag Blame Dames. It's got its own life now, which is a big shame here.
Is that what the manager at KFC said to you? Hashtag Blame Dave. One, I'm going to count how many of these jokes I get through. Like, yeah. They'll get very boring.
And I'm also counting how many jumps you get through that are going to make me ban you off commentary for so many streams.
The people want me here. My fans are watching me.
Yeah, but I don't.
He's honest. I like honesty.
Yeah, that's true.
He is Crowden.
Crowden. Yeah, he's just starting his flying lap. Harvey has invalidated his flying lap. He's going for another one now. Apex is currently on a lap also. So is, by the looks of it, Chelsea's just started their lap 2. So the first person coming across the line actually might be Crowden. And Apex first, actually.
I'll just keep an eye out on Crowden's lap, see if he does make any mistakes anywhere.
Hopefully it doesn't. We'll go on board with Crowden actually, because Apex has just came across the line. It's coming around the final bank corner. We'll let you know what he does.
Well, that's a really good first section from Crowden. He's matched Dino, so he just needs to get the second set. He was about a 10th up as well, and he lapped before he invalidated. So this looks like a good lap from Crowden at the moment. Let's see what his style is when it comes to 6-2. Expect to still be up. He's 4 tenths up, and he's got a lot of time to find in this last set. He just has to keep it clean now. It's very tight. He's done a bit early. Short shifts and just took the car out. I don't think this will be pole, but it'll definitely get up onto at least the front row. Car understeer, and he doesn't use all that curb, so he's not going to get a good as much of a run into the final corner, but up to the line he goes. He takes a longer one, not shorter, and it's a 9 flat. It puts him up to P5. I do think though that last sector has cost him. Okay,
yeah, the bottle job himself really didn't help himself there, as Towie is coming round the final bank corner. Let's see where Towie puts it. He's going to 7th with a 9-1. Towie doesn't improve, just over a 10th of a second on that time. Patrice is coming around the final corner to set his last flying lap. Towie, the other Teo, is coming round the final corner in the other Alpha Tauri. Let's see what he's going to do. He doesn't improve. Unfortunately, I think he backed out with that lap time by the looks of it. The other next person to come across the line just might be Eke below, but by the looks of it, he is currently in sector 3, just coming around the second to last corner into the bank corner now. A lot of drivers starting to go on their flying laps, so times are going to be coming in thick and fast, ladies and gentlemen. Eke Glover moves himself up from 11 to 6 with a 9-1 there. Next car coming across the line by the looks of it is going to be a Ferrari. That is going to be Senna. No, Senna's on a outlap, so that's heavy indeed.
I think everyone's just kind of. I think it might be the McLaren. Yeah, Patrice actually don't know what his lap at the moment. Crowd got in the way. I think it was Chelsea going into the fast right hander. Chelsea's the girl. I don't want to say he unless it's she. Chelsea's the girl, isn't she? Confirmation.
Yeah.
She. Just that's fine. Just make sure I got it. Yes, she's going really good to the right hander. I think Crowden was just not really paying attention, and she went off. So Crowden might be first with a penalty. But I looked at Crowden's sector time. The last sector was a 21.4, and Dino's last sector was a 20.8. 6 tenths. He was basically matching him up until the last corner. Well, to the third sector. So Crowden throwing it away there, but he's still in a good position to begin with, so it's not too bad. At least he's got a lap in.
Here goes Massey from 4th. He improves by just under a 10th. Doesn't affect him enough to make any positions there. Nash is currently out on a lap. Finty Racing is currently out on a lap. So is onto the podium. So is Zach's Beast. I think we got the little glitch because Harvey has just started his flying laps. The timing glitch in full effect here as Wedgie is also coming round the final corner now. Dino didn't go back out for another run. Menard is out there in second, who's going to try and challenge this too. Wedgie's out there. So is Harvey. So they're all looking to challenge now for provisional pole. The first car that's going to be crossing the line by the looks of it on a time might actually be Finn to Racing in the Sauber.
You made a mistake on his lap. Yeah, you made a mistake in the first sector.
Nash in the Racing point in 11th, 9-2 currently for Nash. Let's see where he's going to put it. Got to avoid the wall, just over 500ths of a second there for that run, and that's not good for him. Zach's Beast is the first Renault to come across the line as they're coming back across together. I think that was Darko Wade just setting his lap time. Zach's Beast doesn't improve on his time onto the podium, backs out of his time too. Menard has lost it in the final corner and was on for a provisional pole candidate here, and there's another car coming through, and it looks like it's going to be Wedgie. He's going to be coming through. He's going to dodge a Mercedes there, and that's a big shame for him. Here comes Wedgie coming around the final corner. Oh, an 8-8, 4 tenths difference between him and Dino. Menard comes into the pits, and that looks like to me, Presto, that we are done and dusted for qualifying.
Yeah, I was actually putting out Harvey there in with Menage, and when we were sludding through the final couple of corners, Harvey had a wee bit wider, and I think I probably cost him like half a tenth or so. So with Nash spinning, he's kept himself ahead of Harvey, but I mean, Dino didn't need to go out again. I would have gone out again. I'd have just admired that time. 4 tenths clear of everyone else. Mercedes set us off go in, go have a drink, get out the car, just chill after you set a lap like that. I mean, this is no offence to Division 3 like these times of crowd, but once you know that you've done a time like that, again, that's not going to get beaten, straight away. So I'd have liked to have seen him go again with like no pressure, just he can go set a lap, doesn't need to worry about if I make a mistake. I'd love to have been what he could have done, but yes, Wedgie I thought would maybe get into Harvey fourth, but no with a mega lap from him.
Yeah, let's just do a quick rundown, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dino on pole position. Wedgie and Minaj follow in first, second, and third. Outside of the top 3 places is as follows. It's Harvey, Massey, Crowden, Baloba, Breezy, Towie, and Chelsea. Outside of the top 10 is as follows. Potato, Nash, Darker Wade, Matrice, Fintu, onto the podium, Apex, Senna, Zach's Beast, and Teo. How would you pronounce that, Presto? Felitzin? Is that how would you pronounce that one? That last one?
I missed it, so I've heard that I'm quite crackling. Could I get another invite back? I'll try and quickly leave the party and try again. It's been like a robot apparently tonight, so great.
Okay, do you want to invite me to your party and we'll try that?
Yeah, we can try that. No problem.
Go ahead. No worries. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just try and sort this little naggly issue, and we'll get that sorted for you guys. We'll just get back into another party. Right, okay, I'm in Presto's party. Hopefully he is able to get it all fixed, and hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, he is not crackly anymore for you guys.
Let's hope so. And if I am still really crackly, I can always just like untick my box and just like keep you up to date with stuff. That's how it's going to go, because there's nothing worse than a crackly mic on a stream.
Yeah, not a problem. Let's just have a look then. So, Presto, your predictions, top 3 you're looking at the minute. I mean, it's a difficult one. Massey's in a very nice position himself, especially the season so far that he's had with being the defending champion. He's not had the best of the season, but really showed up there in qualifying by the looks of it. Out of the top 3, who are you going for today?
I mean, I'd be stupid not to put money on Dino after a lap like that, but I'd probably say maybe Dino. Harvey, I think I probably have a good chance. Wedgie as well. I think probably Dino, Wedgie, and Harvey. Minaj could probably get there as well. I think I'm listening on stream. I think I'm still very crackly again, so I'll try and keep my voice down to a minimum. But I'd probably say Dino for the win. Wedgie second. Maybe Harvey third. Creighton doesn't bottle it. Maybe he can fight as well. But again, I'm looking back at like the podium. When it comes to qualifying pace, is never really there. But when in race pace, he's just clean. So I say maybe podium as well will be one to look out for. Maybe like Zach as well, starting further back, they might be able to get themselves in some good points. So obviously keep it clean.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, Crowden's put himself so many times this season already in positions where he can certainly take a win, he can certainly take a podium, and he's just, on so many occasions, just not had that luck to even turn it into a podium, never mind try and get a win. So it's a big shame for him. Hopefully that luck can change, certainly for him. I mean, there's other drivers there, podium last week in China, getting himself onto the podium. He had a fantastic, as you said, race pace is absolutely fantastic from onto the podium, but his qualifying pace is just a little bit off. So I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens here today with these drivers. Your top 3 is interesting. I think I'm going to go... I think you're right with Dino, 100%. I think he's going to take my top spot. I think onto the podium with the strong performance that we saw from him last week, he certainly got the pace, but it is a difficult track to overtake on. So I think podium third, and I think Massey, I'm going to go with second. I'm going to go for a very shaken up podium positions there compared to last week.
I think we'll see a lot more after that one. We'll maybe see maybe Crowden will spin again as we saw last week. His pinch out that he bottled that quality start. You could tell just looking at the time in his last sector that was his time for really. But see what people are saying in the chat. Hashtag bottle job. Hashtag Crowden's good at bottle. I think bottle quality that he should have easily been in the sevens for a time like that. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the first couple of laps because it's hard to pass around here. So I think a lot of people are going to take a bit of risk in terms of maybe going for an earlier strategy, maybe trying an undercut, maybe even an overcut. But I'll be interested to see what a lot of people are doing outside the top 10.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, there's certainly a lot of pace up and down this field. I mean, we haven't had a weather report, but by the looks of it, what we can see is clear skies. It definitely does look like it is going to be a dry race. So it's going to be interesting to see how the DRS is going to come into effect. Are people running very low downforce wings so they're okay on the straight as Harvey's left the session? Hopefully that doesn't bug it out, the lobby. I hope not. So he should be able to get back in, shouldn't he? Would you be able to try and send an invite there, Presto, over to him?
I'm just doing that the note.
And thank you, good sir. So hopefully that's all okay. But like we say, low downforce setups with this straight, if you can deal with it in the corners, you'll lose time. But there's not really many corners. There's not many corners that you can actually overtake on it with this track. It is quite difficult to overtake around here. So as long as you've got that low downforce setup to get to turn one quite quickly enough, you're kind of secure and you can really try and chase the car ahead.
Well, listen, I'm just trying to find. I've not got on one FRT have, isn't it?
Yes.
Probably need like a club or something on Xbox so you can invite people for that sort of thing. The alarm was so much easier with disconnects, but I'm just trying to find what things. You can't join no until he's like on the grid anyway, so as long as we get him in before that.
Yep, and the formation lap is just about to begin, ladies and gentlemen. Dino on pole position, followed by Wedgie and Minaj and Harvey behind. And Harvey's car's already glitching. Oh dear. Oh, no.
I have sent him an invite, so hopefully he should be at least in before that. As long as he can get in before the grid, he should be able to at least take over. So I expect him to at least be in, as long as he's not getting internet issues. He should be safe. But
yeah, most of the drivers outside of the top 10 have gone with the mediums. One person on the hards of Matrice and one person of the softs have onto the podium. So them two are on the softs and hards, the rest on the medium compound size outside of the top 10, going for the one-stopper medium to soft or medium to hard. Dino on pole, Wedgie second, Minaj third, Harvey in fourth, Massive fifth, Crowd in sixth, Cable over in seventh, Breezy eighth, Towie ninth, and Chelsea in 10th. People outside of the top 10, I would say to look for is onto the podium. You've also got Fintu Racing down there also, and Zach is Beast, who can really pull a nice long drive and look after some tyres. So they're people to watch outside for in the top, outside of the top 10. But we are moments away now from getting this race underway.
Harvey saying my Wi-Fi. I'm going to keep it PG. We're not going to say that what he said, but yeah, his Wi-Fi is not playing well tonight. I think podium's probably it's one of those races where you can do soft hard, and it's not like medium hard is really that much different because the softs don't really die around here too much. It's not like a China where the tyres are go. So I think podium trying to maybe try and get an early start, trying to make his way up the field, maybe try and get a couple of positions off the line just with a bit more grip, and then maybe try and go for an undercut when he goes in hard. So I think it's probably a good strategy. It's maybe something a bit risky, but no one else is doing it outside the top 10, so maybe this could work for him. But we'll see when Harvey is in his car when the grid resets and stuff, because you can't pick your car, you can't take control until the lights literally come on, so we won't know until the lights.
Yeah, hopefully so. He is back going to get into that car quite quickly. Zach is Beast at the back there with Towie also lining us up as the lights go on, but the drivers aren't revving up, so we are not ready to go as of yet. Keep an eye on those drivers. Drivers are revving. We are getting ready for European Race Night Division 3. Drive-through penalties for two drivers of Zach is Beast and Senna, but we are underway. The Mercedes is looking to try and challenge down the inside of Minaj. He got a decent start. Wedgie is trying to challenge Dino into turn one. There's a bit of contact further back, but the two Mercedes are side by side here. Minaj and Dino. Dino's off the track. He's lost it. Minaj goes round the outside there. And there is a safety car. Safety car indeed. The Mercedes were battling. What happened further back, Presto?
There we go. We've got a slow Red Bull. Breezy, I think, trying to let people pass the that was chaotic. Look at that, Breezy has got a penalty for overtaking on Tato, who is his team will go past. Come on guys, what are we doing here? This is chaotic. I don't know what happened to have it, maybe cold tyres at the start, but look at that, they're still fighting between Breezy and Nash. What is going on? Harvey must have had frozen tyres, got people on the track. We've got another 5 seconds, that's 10 seconds now for
Nash is lagging all over the place. I'm on board with Nash.
Is that what it is?
He's lagging absolutely in and out of, he was lagging, sorry, in and out of Breezy's car. So that could be issues there. It was caught on stream. Harvey got the FPS glitch by the sounds of it too.
Okay. Yeah, it's better
so
to
that's
stay.
a big shame.
I think say you've got to go into cockpit, not cockpit, you've got to go into TV pod before you join not to get it, but yeah, that was a proper shame from Harvey. Looking at that, he mustn't have got a bit analog. Looking at the jump start, I think Zach got one, and so did Senna. So obviously, whoever jumped it first is win, and then the other cars let it go. I think it might have been Senna that jumped it first though. Let's go. Podium's into pits already. I don't know. He must have damage, early damage, and I set a medium skill with it on. So, but I do assume that it was just a case of one driver jumped it and the other one just the other one just reacted from there. So yeah, Harvey's falling again. I should be in it. But podium onto set mediums. He'll be doing mediums. So it probably he's actually not lost any positions from that. He's lost 2, so it's actually not too bad from him. But just being careful coming out of the pits. A few people going onto the hards. Zach's onto the set hards. They will not go to the end from here though, I don't think. Neither will Nash, or it'll be very tight, but I think we'll see a lot of people at the end of the race struggling on top.
Apex is retired.
Trying to come together.
Just on board here with Senna. Let's see where the car is. The car's right in the middle of the track.
Whoa! What's happened
wow.
to the rear tyres? What has happened to that rear tyre? It seems like gone. Look at the rear, unless I just had a glitch, but I think it's just
I'm
right.
not too sure actually.
Yeah, front left sign off, so he's wow, chaotic, so he's under the safety car. Yeah, his front left is just off.
Wow. I'm very confused.
That's a strange one. I saw Breezy going slow. Was Breezy just going slow just to be like, what's happened here, just to observe the damage? I don't actually know what happened. Breezy's got front wing damage in the front left, so I think they might have had to come together.
We'll certainly be seeing some clips in from some of the drivers here, especially with what we've seen already in the first 2 laps. So just keeping an eye here on Breezy. It's a double stack of the Red Bulls! Oh no!
They should be okay. Lose a
no, they won't. No, they won't.
But,
he's got a time penalty. He's got a time penalty too. Potato had a 5-second time penalty. Oh, this is hampering
well, it's gonna
even more.
Breezy's got a time penalty as well, but Potato's got 5 seconds. So on lap 2, he had a 5 second with Breezy, and he had a 5 second with Apex. So Potato has been the one that's had to come together with Apex. But yeah, that's a very weird one. That. But I think that means they've got rid of their penalties now. And Potato has another 5 seconds. So he can't have a 10-second one in the pits.
Yeah, indeed.
Very weird start. So I was going to say we've got Harvey in the chat saying he had the FPS glitch. So yeah, that was what you said there. So but interesting to see that Wedgie jumped Minaj is ahead of Dino as well. So Dino's in 2 positions off the start there. But I never noticed. I was too busy looking back to see what actually happened with Harvey that I totally missed what happened at the front. Did you catch it?
With Harvey, no, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I know he had the FPS glitch, so it was a big shame. We were focusing on the 2 Mercedes trying to challenge Wedgie, as Wedgie just got the absolute launch off the start, but no word yet of safety car in this lap. So we are out for another lap by the looks of it. But Wedgie got a fantastic start. Minaj was also trying to make it 3 abreast into turn 1. But backed out of that one. Then Dino got all caught up with the Williams being on the inside. The Williams got ahead, and then all of a sudden Minaj took the same line. Dino was under threat going into the double hairpin, and then Dino unfortunately just went off the track just before the hairpin. And it was chaotic at the front.
Well, I think you broke up for me there, but the Red Bull right at the back, is he going to come into the pits? Breezy should come in now with a man. Yes, he is again. That's quite smart from Breezy, to be fair. He's got a gap, hopefully, as long as this isn't a slow stop. Oh, he's been assessed off, so that's really great. Breezy will get rid of his 5-second penalty, which is smart.
Has he got more?
No,
Did he get more damage?
No, he's just getting rid of his penalty, which is it's quite smart. That's now means he's starting with no penalties now, so he had 2 5 seconds, he's got rid of them. The only thing is, I don't think he had another set of mediums. That means he's probably going to do stuff hard again, so he's kind of restarting his race now. Right at the back with no pens, so that's quite a smart move. Don't know what Potato could have done it as well, but really just thinking of the whole race. He got rid of his 5 seconds now, but he's got another one. I think actually, let me have a look. He must have had so many penalties to begin with here. He's got another 5 second, but bear in mind that and Senna have drive-throughs, so.
They not serve their drive-throughs?
Was that sorry? It's breaking up on my end. It's Xbox parties, I said. But what are you saying about drivers?
Did they serve their drive-throughs? Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. So Wedgie is going to get us underway here as he slows the pack down. Minaj and Dino, the 2 Mercedes, in the background, trying to make their presence known. Massey and Eke Blover and Towie all sat behind them. Look at them. It's like a field of bulls waiting. Look at Minaj all over the back of Wedgie here, really trying to get the presence known here. Look at him pouncing, waiting. The Williams goes, drops it and goes. Minaj does look like she got a great start, but the one who does look like who got a good start there was his teammate of Dino. Dino is looking to challenge his Mercedes counterpart. Here we go. Vinci spun. That's a big shame.
All right there.
Into the pits, the damaged wing there.
Yeah, so I think Finn just lost it with cold tyres, but nothing really seems to be changing at the moment. But Minaj using all these ERS, is he going to go for it? This would be a risky one if he tried it.
Oh, he's so close there to the back of Wedgie. He sees a gap, he's looking at it as much as he possibly can. It's like, could I be brave enough to send it in there? It would be a very brave move indeed, but he's all over the back of Wedgie here, and Massey is also all over the back of Dino. So this now is a battle to see who can get this. They're all scrapping away now for the lead. Belova is just inside the DRS. We'll see what happens to that gap when the DRS comes back on. But we are underway here in Netherlands, and this is going to be a very interesting race now indeed.
I'm just quickly inviting Harvey back so you can fill for me for 2 seconds. I said he was restarting his Xbox, so I'm going to at least give him an invite so he's at least in. So he's got one now, so there we go.
Not a problem. Let's just have a look here at the gap with Dino.
Other than Finn spinning at the start, nothing really dramatic there. It's quite the fastest lap. Made it a wee bit more clean ahead though, because I think he got a bit of a. He was kind of caught off guard at the start there. I think there was a bit of a gap to Towie, but I think now he's using a bit of his ERS. As a lot of drivers have at the start. Most of them about 60 odds. They really drained it off the start, trying at least create some sort of a gap. But Wedgie, look at that, the gap's now 8-10, so he's looking to try and pull away. Will the Mercedes switch? If Dino's got stronger race pace, is Minaj just going to let him go? But it'd be interesting to see though if they'll. I don't think they will. I think Dino's going to go for a move. It's quite early on in the season. Team orders don't really come into effect until at least at the halfway point. But for Minaj's sake, maybe he thinks, if he's quicker than me, if it's for the team, I can let him go. He might catch Wedgie. But at the same time, I'm going to take a position. Ground strap, so let's see what happens in a couple of laps, because Massey looks quite quick actually behind Dino as well, so if Dino gets caught off guard, Massey might send it on him.
Minaj just dropped out the DRS too, which is not going to be very good for Minaj. He's now just dropped out that 1 second gap. His DRS will be enabled on this lap. Dino is getting closer, Massey's getting closer to him. Towie is looking to make a move there on Eke Blover, unsettled the car there a little bit on the exit too. So a big shame for him. Senna's come into the pit, so maybe damage for him further back.
Yeah, that'll be drive-through, sorry. That's Senna taking his drive-through from lap 1 if he's jumped to lap 7 and he's been able to take his drive-through.
Look how close he is to the back of that Mercedes. Dino was all over the back of his teammate going through the fast right hander. I'm surprised he didn't make contact there, but he is all over the back of Minaj now and eager, very, very eager to get past here as much as he can. Massey is looking at this fight now saying, if you two touch, I am in a perfect position. But look how far Wedgie is now down the road compared to them. And it's going to be interesting to see. Dino needs to get back past his teammate and urgently to go get Wedgie.
He didn't get a good run through that chicane there as well. We've lost the intervals. Go Masters have been great here at the moment. But look at Dino's already using his ERS. He's got 41%. And Minaj has got 55%. So he's used all of it to try and get past in that lap. And it was
here goes Massey!
He's got
Massey! Oh, Massey's had a look! The gap is there. Massey is trying to make a move here down the inside of Dino. He's still alongside and he's got his nose in. And they go side by side to make contact. And Massey has spun. And Massey is just next to the barrier there, and a big shame there. They were side by side going through that fast right-hander before the hairpin, and that is a big, big shame there, and he feeds back into 14th place.
I'm not going to say whose fault that was on stream because it could be like, it could be anything. It looked like Massey was up the inside and Dino just tried to maybe they gave each other room. Massey might have understood some, but that's heartbreaking to see. He went for the move. And if he was side by side, he might have got the exit out of the bank. So it's gutted for him. But again, that I told you that Dino had to watch out if he was too cautious about staying behind Minaj, that Massey would go for it. But that has kind of gave him a gap behind to tell 1.9 seconds now. So if I was Dino, I try and save my ERS at the moment. Try and stay with Minaj. It's a long race. He might have that pace qualifying.
Crowden is right on the back here of Eke Belova, overtaken Able, DRS enabled. He's looking to make this move now on Eke Belova. The Williams goes through. Eke Belova tries to challenge on the outside, hangs his car there, but the Williams is just too quick on that occasion and gets through into P5. Have a look further back of Potato, who's all over the back of the trees at this moment in time, but doesn't look like he's just got the better exit there on that occasion. But Dino further up has still got in that 1 second gap. He'll be wanting to use his DRS in that available opportunities when he does get it. But the problem is with this track press though, the straights are so short here. Each straight just feels like they need a couple of extra meters on them to actually make a decent straight just to overtake on. I feel we have lost Presto. I can't hear him. Okay, we'll carry on. Dino is currently 6 tenths behind Minaj. Will be looking to make a move here. Crowden is now 6 tenths behind Towie too. So Crowden is getting a little bit involved here. Minaj defends to the inside line. Here comes Dino looking to go around the outside. It's Mercedes versus Mercedes. The teammates are battling. Dino on the outside and a little tap there from Minaj on their tyres. So a little bit of a warning taps maybe to his teammates, saying this could get messy. And there we go, currently in second and third, but Wedgie is in the distance in the Williams and is 2 seconds clear. But Dino, look how close he is to the back. The back. Go ahead.
You can hear me now, that's good. If Dino runs wide, that would have been a one in that lap. It looks like it's just running wide on the curb. But this is what the Mercedes boys need to do. They need to swap positions for the team's sake. Weggie's just pulling away. Like that's 2 seconds. Wedge's pace looks incredible, and Dino's not got much ERS to play with. It's quite hard to save around here as well because there's so many straights. So he needs to try and get past him at least this lap. He needs to size him up coming down into turn 1. But Minaj has got 60% ERS compared to Dino's only 35. So he can afford to use his, but he just doesn't get that run coming out the final corner. But we'll try and make the move. He seems too far back. He's not using overtake. So it's going to be another lap.
Crowden's quite close to Towie here. Crowden's looking to go down the inside of Towie, set the fastest lap, and he'll be hunting the Mercedes down his Crowden. Goes down the inside of Towie. Towie's still trying to hang around the outside. The AlphaTauri has still got his nose in a little bit there. A little bit of a punt, but nothing too major. And Crowden moves up into 4th place and now has the 2 Mercedes ahead. And Dino is definitely going to be worried here.
Brown just hit the fastest lap of the race that lap there. Could be better DRS, could be a slipstream. He'll know that he's got the pace to catch up to these cars in front, and the fact that they're battling as well should tell him I think he'll be in the DRS range just coming into this second sector. It's 1.1, you'll need an amazing corner here to get into it, but as long as he gets a good third sector and doesn't bottle it like he did in quality, I can see him getting into DRS range and maybe taking it to Dino. But yeah, his teammate's flying up the road at the moment. His race pace is just on another level at the moment. So, but crowd showing you can have a different here. It's hard to he can runs maybe running a low down for a setup, but yeah, he's back in the DRS now, so that'll help him close, and he can save some of his DRS in the process. He doesn't need to use overtake to get into it, but he does a 12.9 with an overtake, so I expect to see drivers coming in. This is the pit window coming, about lap 12 for the hards, but with that safety car with 3 or 4 laps, they'll probably extend it just a wee bit. We might see some drivers going on mediums, but Dino again all over the back of Minaj, and all this is just letting Wedge pull away even more. We've got Adam in the chat saying, go on crowding lads. He's doing it for the Williams, he's doing well at the moment, and he's bringing Terry with him as well, so let's see what can happen in the next couple of laps between him and the Mercedes ahead.
Yeah, Dino, still 4 attempts. He seems to have a really good first sector and then an okay second. But the third sector, he just seems to struggle that exit on to get the move done on Minaj. And he just seems to struggle with the initial application, getting out of the corner as DRS is enabled now on Minaj once again. But the issue is both straights just aren't long enough. You need one of the best exits of your life just to make one overtake. You have to be so close to the next car. You have to be within at least 3 to 4 tenths, and once again he just goes a little bit wide, and there goes Minaj. Hasn't got that much of a distance here, and actually this might be it for Dino as he's now in the slipstream. He's looking to maybe dart down the outside. Oh, Minaj defends the inside, then moves over to the left, Crowding and Towie's looking to try and get back at Crowding, but Crowding defends well and stays in 4th place for now, and just looking further back onto the podium, making up some places on his 10-lap all mediums. He's in 8th currently.
I expect if I was okay, these tires, I can do a wee bit more on them. They make sense to mediums. I think it's probably a bit of a gamble. If I was crowding them now, I'd roll the dice and go for an undercut, put on a set of hards, get some clean air, try and get past both these Mercedes, because he knows that if he comes in this lap, he's got at least 1 lap over a Mercedes, because there's 2 of them ahead of him, and they can't double stack. So if I was crowding, I'd be like, right, okay, I'm kind of safe within the DRS range, but let's put in a set of hard tyres with clean air and try and get an overcut, an undercut on both of them. But let's see, they might know more than me. They might know what the tyre is in terms of how much they've got before they can pit. Some of them might risk set of mediums. I saw people do that in PSGL, PC a couple of days ago. So interesting strategy here, but again, Dino might be going for the move now. Might just say he's alongside not using overtake.
Towie came in. Towie came in, Wedgie came in, Dino, Minaj and Crowding all stayed out. So the Mercedes there both staying out for a little bit longer. So hopefully not a double stack is going to be caused here. But maybe, as you say, that was Crowding's opportunity to maybe make a really good undercut. And we'll have to keep an eye out on Towie now.
Well, Towie's came out in 15th. He's got 7 ahead from who would hit in the next couple of laps, 11 lap holds off. So he's got that. He's got Harvey, he's got Nash, and he's got Wedgie who did pit that lap. So Wedgie now has a wee bit of traffic, but now he can try and run his own race, try and get dialed into these hards, because there's nothing weird than going from a set of softs onto a set of hards, as you'll know yourself. It's like, you feel there should be more grip at times, and all of a sudden the hards come on, they're amazing. So as long as Wedgie can get a couple of laps with these tyres, save for some ERS, obviously stay off that curb, because that doesn't help going through there, but let's see what Crowding can do again, because like Cap's 29 to 710, it's the closest he's been. He has to pit this lap, I'd say, with Towie staying out. But again, Crowding can be doing a medium strategy to stay out as long as possible. But Minaj
comes in,
and so does
Crowding comes in.
Can he slow down though? He does. It's fine.
Hards for Minaj.
Let's see what Crowding goes on. Would assume hards, but it is hards, so yes. So I'll keep an eye on Dino, see if he can. Maybe he's got a clean air. Can Dino show some of that qualifying pace and maybe try and get an overcut? But keep an eye on his times. I've got much ERS to play with, as we a 3-second penalty from multiple warnings. That'll just be running wide through the second to last corner.
Yeah, as we saw Harvey there just getting ahead of his teammate. 5-second time penalty for Breezy in retirement in the pits. Big shame for him. He comes into the pits and ends his race. Not been a very good race for him today, unfortunately, and he is out of this race with a retirement in the pits.
Well, Dino's just got a personal best set to 1.5 tenths up. I'll see what his sector time is as he gets into sector 2. He is obviously 10th and a half up on his personal best as well. So will he come in this lap? I'll see what his best lap is at the moment. It is a 12.8. We've got Crowden with a 12.3. So the tyres still seem good, Nick, for Dino. Maybe I'm just trying to fight it, but saving the tyres a wee bit more. This might actually help him as he comes into the pits.
Towie, I've just noticed, Towie also jumped Crowden and is all over the back of Minardi, who's being held up by Senna. Senna is holding up Towie and Crowden, and Minardi really might help Dino here, because Minardi, using a lot of ERS here, is now on the slipstream and is now looking with the overtake darts down the inside, but isn't going to get the move done. Senna is defending well, and there is Dino just coming out the side of the pits. This is going to be very, very close here. Does he get ahead of Senna? He does! He gets ahead of Senna. Minardi is going to try and come around the outside of Senna. Senna's on the inside line, and the Alpha Tauri and Taui's all involved in this. This is for net P1, and there is Senna looking to try and make a move on Dino. Minardi is making a move down the inside. Minardi gets that move done. That was a brilliant overtake there by Minardi. That was critical for him, and is now looking to take it to his Mercedes teammate. Senna is just in the midst of this pack. Taui will be looking to get past Senna as early as they possibly can. Crowden will be wanting to dispatch of him too, but the Mercedes of Minardi is all over the back of his teammate. 3/10 now separate these two, and they certainly will be fighting. Taui, is he going to have a look? No, he doesn't. He has to wait for the main straight by the looks of it.
Well, Taui doing extremely well, but he's going to be frustrated. He's been stuck behind Senna as he sees Minardi trying to pull away. But Dino's got a decent time penalty for running wide there, but Minardi's going to come back at him, I think. Dino's not got much ERS to play with. Here goes Minardi, what overtake on. Dino's not defending this. It's a side by side as the Mercedes into someone. Will he hold it right on the outside? It would be a wee bit stupid to try that, but yes, he lets him go. So Minardi now has to try and get his sights on Wedgie, who is right up the road. He had a good 4-5 seconds up the road in a net P1, and Wedgie's dealing with this traffic incredibly well. So let's just play it and then it's pull up to see if Minardi can close the gap, but unfortunately I don't think he will, looking at the gap.
Yeah, another critical thing there is Crowden got back past Taui there on the main straight too. So Crowden will now be looking to get onto the back of Dino. I mean, he's already within that second. But if he could get onto the back of him and certainly make a move, he definitely has more ERS than him, but only by a little bit. He's got 30%. And we'll be looking to try and catch Dino and make a move here for technically net P3.
It will be. I'm just looking at the drive to the front. So Podium, who is leading the race now, after going onto the mediums at this first safety car, as we got
safety car, Finn 2!
Whoa! Just at the right time he came in. Wedgie coming from that medium, so he stays out. Well, he will stay out.
Onto the podium, gets ahead of the safety car. Surely ahead of the safety car there, so he can go and hit. Yes, he does.
So he will be okay.
That has worked. This has definitely spiced this race up now then, because Minardi and Dino are going to get back onto the back of Wedgie. Crowden's there too. Where does you say onto the podium pit? No, not onto the podium. Who was it? Taui.
It was Taui. No, it wasn't. It was his teammate Taui.
Yeah. Look, that's what we've got. Taui 1, Taui 2.
Taui 1, Taui 2. But
we do apologise, boys.
I think this is really going to help Podium. Keep coming for us to set another set of medium tyres. He's got to get him up first. But everyone at a delta, I think Podium might come out just behind Taui, because once you get past the start finish late, then you can start to gun it. But I would literally just about to say Podium's in a great position. If the safety car comes out, he can put another set of mediums on. I expected the likes of Wedgie in that to pit, but again, no one else around him has, so it's not really affected him. But let's see what Podium comes out. This is really going to help him now. It's not as though the mediums are so much quicker around here compared to the hards, but it's just that extra grip that you need. But Podium does come into the pits now. Let's keep an eye out on Wedgie though. Will he come in? I don't expect him to, because he had a chance to come in at the first pit stop there, and he stayed out, so he does stay out. And he's got a delta, so he's going extremely slow at the moment. What's he past that finish line?
Onto the podium.
Can he gun it? No, he can't. Podium. Will he come out P2? Podium might come out P2 if they're still at a delta.
I think P4. I think he's just going to come out behind Crowden. He's definitely merging with Crowden, that's for certain. And this is very close. He does come right behind Crowden. That has worked beautifully for onto the podium. A fantastic, lucky safety car there for him has just took him from around the back of the grid after a pit stop to 5th place on better tyres than the people ahead.
So now he's in the best position out of anyone. He's on mediums, and the other person that's on mediums to then an 11th. So he just needs to kind of keep his nose clean. That's all he needs to do now. But I got used to it, so I'm going to ride on both of them. See if anything goes along. But it's 3 seconds at the end. Crowding's got a lot of pace, I think, around here. But let's keep an eye. Let me have a quick look at Warden's situation too as well. So Wedgie has none. Minaj has 2 warnings. Dino has a penalty and 1. So I think Dino's just got no warnings after each pen. Crowding has no warnings and Podium has 1. So warnings isn't really too hard to get around here other than the final corner and the chicane that we're going into now. But yeah, it's very spiced up the race halfway through, and all of a sudden we've got a driver who started P17 is now P5 in the best position out of anyone. So this is really going to be interesting to see what's happening now.
Yeah, definitely. So Wedgie will be having to defend from the 2 Mercedes. Crowding will be wanting to get ahead of the 2 Mercedes as quick as possible, but Podium is certainly going to be the Viper in this trail as Crowding comes into the pits.
There's front wing damage there from, I think this Crowding's got front wing damage. I think he might have, I just saw that as I was looking at it's bottled again, so that mediums go up. And a front wing change, yeah, he has got damage, but who he hit? He was, Dino, is he hit Dino? He might have had contact with Dino, but that would suggest a penalty. But let's have a look, has Dino got any warnings from that?
So that's now not. 1 place clear now for onto the podium. That's one less driver to go through. And this now, with the 2 Mercedes that have been battling all race, if he could just take advantage of them two battling ahead, he could really, there's a 5-second time penalty from the trees too. Crowding hit the wall apparently to BCT Legends, a big shame there for Crowding, for maybe a little lapse of concentration under the safety car. We all do it, some of us get punished, some of us get lucky. It's just that slight little lapse of concentration that can happen just under the safety car where you're going slow and you just maybe look away from the screen just for like 2 seconds and it ends up in tears. The Crowding will now be at the back of the grid having to get through all those cars again.
He's got a big job to do now. But, at least he's on a set of mediums, but again everyone around him is on medium. So let's see how the start goes. I think Wedgie's going to pull the start. Well, I think Dino's going to be very aggressive off the start. He's going to try and get into maybe someone on in the first lap. He's going to use a lot of his ERS. I think Podium's just going to sit back, just see how it unfolds, and then make his move. Because at the moment it's an P3 with pens, so I think there's going to be a lot of strategies that will unfold at the moment. As Wedgie's definitely trying to get as much heat in these tyres as possible. Will he bounce as he did the last time going across? Yes, this is why he went the last time.
Menard is looking very close to him. And Menard actually got a decent-ish exit there. And Menard just lost it! Menard just into the barrier! And there we go! That's a big incident there for Menard. Not enough temp in the tyres. And has lost it there. Towie's teammate is onto the back of Podium now trying to make a run in. But he can't. Harvey and Potato are side by side. Harvey's going down the inside line and has that move done. Moves up into 9th place, but an incident straight off the restart there from Menard.
That would have been scary to see from Podium, and just at least he's got Golson and at least went up to the top track and didn't come back down. But wow, thank God for Golson, because that could have been one hell of a crash.
Yeah, definitely so. Chelsea all over the back of Eke Belova. Dino is now on the back. The Podium is now in the podium places, 2 tenths behind Dino. On these fresh tyres, this has to be Podiums to win.
I think he's stayed behind Dino for this lap. He's realised that, yeah, I'm a lot quicker than him now. So I think he'll maybe wait for the ERS to be enabled. Let Dino use his ERS, because he's going to try and defend it. He's going to try and catch up to Wedgie as well. So, yes, you don't want us to bind him too long. But to be fair, I think he's so much quicker at the moment. He has to just try and get past him now. But let's see what he does.
Getting switched on there. Here we go. Podium just has the exit.
Dino's not even using his.
Yeah, they'll definitely have the exit on each corner compared to Dino, but looking further back, there's a lot of cars close together, and that's going to be Harvey looking down the inside of Chelsea. The Red Bull spun there, a potato on the curb, so he spun. Harvey is side by side with Chelsea, and Chelsea stays ahead, and that is good there from Chelsea just to keep ahead there, but is now looking to challenge Eke Belova just ahead, as Eke didn't get a good exit there, but I don't think anybody's going to be silly enough to make a move through here.
No, but I really think we have to look back by getting that red one spin in there. It just shows that, you know, you just got to be careful in this such a big one. I never saw what happened if he spun himself. He hit that curve, because that curve can be deadly. But looking at podium, he's keeping the gap to Wedgie through like the second part as well of the lap, where he's got 30 and traffic. So I think podium's going to go to it now. No, I think he's going to pass to the Legends. Legends are probably telling him that Dino is not using his ERS in the straight. He's just saving it. So I think Podium needs to get this move done this lap, and then try and focus on getting Wedgie. Again, Dino doesn't use his DRS in the straight. I think he's waiting for Podium just to come past him. As he goes now, he's going to go this side. Yeah, Dino backs off
down the
into the braking
inside.
zone.
Oh,
Yeah, he's still offside.
He's putting it back there.
Yeah,
but
he's
no,
let go.
backs out of that.
That was more of a, by the look of watching Dino the lap before, that was kind of a, just come past me now. I'll try and stay behind you. I'll stay with my ERS. I've got penalties, there's no point in me fighting it. You can drag me to Wedgie, because Wedgie might get a penalty now, but Podium could as well. But this is Podium up to P2 now. But I did say he was one to look out for, and if he goes on to win this would be one hell of a drive. Bit of luck, you need that in F1 at time.
We've definitely got a bit of a pack as well further down behind Chelsea of Senna, Nash, Massey, Crowden, all in this, all wanting to make places after their starts just weren't the best, or they'd made a mistake during the drive with Crowden and Massey. And these two were further down in this little train here. And as you say, Podium is now closed up 1.2 seconds. It was 2 seconds at the time of him overtaking Dino. And he's already closing that gap up, so he is looking very, very good right now to take the lead of this race. But we'll have to see how well Wedgie can defend, but I don't think he can defend for 13 laps.
No, when DRS is enabled, I expect Podium to, he won't take like 2 or 3 tenths out of him. I don't think so, I could be wrong, but I think Podium will try and kind of look after those tyres, but again, he's watching having got the inside. But if you need to, if anything happens, but I think Podium is in the best position at the moment. But he has to try and do this over the case of 12 laps and not try and do it at 5, if you know what I mean. But yeah, let's just keep an eye out on that gap. He's already dropped, you know.
Yeah, definitely so. Harvey is 2 tenths. He's right over the back of Eke Glover, and we've got this pack behind with Chelsea, all following Chelsea currently, and these lot are all close to each other too. Tawi, by the way, I have to say, is now caught up to the back of Dino. Tawi certainly having a good race here today. A person who I battled with last season, who has certainly developed for this season, and he is having a fantastic race out there right now.
He isn't half it, and he seems to, I say, catching, you know. I think he's one of those drivers when you watch him, like, where did he start? Where did he start? Have a look how many positions he's made up. Because I think he's made up 5, he started 9th. He's always got, like, an okay qualifying, but, like, in the race, he just needs to get the strategy right. We saw it in Vietnam, he came in a wee bit early, went on a different strategy, boom, he got some results.
Oh, here's this pack, the 3 abreast. Oh, Massey's getting the move there on Senna, on Crowd, and them two were all battling with each other, nearly going 3 abreast on Nash and Crowden. Crowden and Massey both getting the move there on Nash there, so that was very, very close. Harvey is side by side here with Eke Belova going before the fast right hand there. Harvey gets ahead, Eke Belova backs out, and that was a brave place to make an overtake, but he got that one spot on and moves up into 7th place.
That takes a lot of respect from both drivers going into a move like that. You have to hope that, you know, one driver backs off, which to fair did. But look at Podium, Gap's only 6 seconds now, he's in the DRS. But Wedgie's saving his ERS though, so he's still got about 60 to play with, so it's still quite high. But he's dropped Dino as well, it's literally just in it. So if Podium can drop Dino from the DRS, which he might have done because the detection is there, I think he's dropped him out of the DRS. Can't tell he's not got much DRS to play with, and he's light on fuel. but he is in the
And
DRS.
this is it for Podium. Podium's going to go look down the outside of Wedgie. Here we go. Renault versus Williams. Williams on the inside line of Wedgie. Outside is Podium. They're battling medium compounds versus the hards. They're going to go side by side through turn 2 into turn 3 and down through the hairpin. The Renault off onto the Podium might try a little bit to get a better exit there, but it looks like he might have to wait for another opportunity to arise.
Well, that showed that Podium is obviously he's going to go for the win, but what I mean is Wedgie now knows that he's going to go for the move or another, and he seems so much quicker that as long as he can just stay behind him, Wedgie I don't think can defend this for another 10 laps. Podium needs to make this when the tyres are looking good, but again Podium will know that he's going to have another chance. That's his only chance. He will get more, so as long as he just doesn't do anything stupid, I do expect I'm at the top 4 pull away. There's a 3-second gap they've got over P5, so Podium extremely late in the brakes there again. But I'll keep an eye out on him. But we've got Wedgie. We've forced to use a lot of ERS to stay ahead at that point. But Podium losing the rear there
big switch.
Yeah, that's not going to help him there.
Big switch there from Podium.
But Podium's now in a good position. But what he can do is he can afford not to use ERS because he knows he's got the softer tyres. So he can gain it in the middle part of the lap. He doesn't need to use his ERS down the
contact
straight.
Between Harvey and Towie 2. And them two are having contact with each other there. And I don't know if there was any damage caused, but it was certainly a big impact. Going down the inside was Harvey. Crowding is side by side here with Chelsea. Chelsea doesn't get the great exit, but stays ahead of Crowding. These three now behind Massey, having their own little battle up and down the field.
Podium again losing the rear, just coming out. He's maybe being a bit too aggressive with the he just needs to try and get into a rhythm again. He will get another chance to know that. He just needs to maybe try and calm down ever so slightly. But again,
yeah, definitely so.
But he's so much better. It's just the tyres so that he gets the exits, and he gained about a tenth through there. Just the DRS is going to be a bit tight through there. You don't want to get in that curb, which he is doing time and time again, and that's just going to affect his exits. But Wedgie's got 25% ERS, Podium's got 35. 10% is a big difference. So he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, and the chance will come. But he doesn't want to leave it too late as well.
Ooh, that's a good exit there by Crowding. Chelsea on these 13-lap-old hards isn't doing well. Needs to get past here. Does Crowding. Crowding's on the inside line. Gets ahead into 11th place, and he can go back on the hunt now for Massey just ahead.
Dino is stable Podium, but as it stands, will get a P4 after Pens, and that's just the fastest lap of the race on those medium tyres with clean air. So, we run right there, so that's going to bring tyre back into it. But look at that, Harvey's already got Felson. That shows you just how much these medium tyres. Don't count Harvey out of a podium position here. I think if he's got the pace that he had in China, can he close 3.5 seconds on Terry with those tyres? I think he might be able to. We've got Judge in the chat saying maintain it, Wedgie. We've got Gibby in the chat saying back up the corner, massive. Yeah. Got a load of people in the chat thinking, shame we don't have predictions on for the stream, we can see who would win, but let us know who you think will do it. Will Podium go for this lap? I
think this is it.
So it's Wedgie.
He's overtaken DRS, he's in the slipstream, he's got to look down the inside here on Wedgie. It's going to be late, there's contact, and there's an end plate damage to Wedgie. And that is a big move there, and a big swing of this race. And that is a big shame there for Wedgie, getting there some front right end plate damage off that move. We saw it fly off, and I don't think Wedgie is going to be too happy about that one.
I don't think he will be. I'm not going to say this, I'm impartial. I'm going to make it with the Podium, but at the same time, Wedgie defended the corner and then decided halfway into the break. He's like, no, I'm going to take my normal race line to Podium centre. And I don't think Wedgie expected that. At that point, there's a car coming out your inside. It's your responsibility to back off. Yes, the car might be really, banzai up the inside, but you have your responsibility to make sure you don't hit him. So I'll need to look back at a replay on that, but this means the Podium now can just try and get out of DRS. Wedgie will stay out. So Dino did struggle to overtake Minash, so will Dino struggle to get past Wedgie? Let's find out.
Yeah, we will find out. This is now Podium's by the looks of it, if he can maintain and get a gap. But Towie is also looking very interested at this now too. Towie is all over the back of Dino. He's closer to Dino than Dino is to Wedgie. But Wedgie is still being quite close here to onto the podium. He's not letting him out of his sights, even with the damage. So it's not looking too bad so far for Wedgie.
Not yet, but...
Oh, 6-1. That's Senna and Eke Belova.
Yeah, 2 drivers there, so that's going to bring Zach up to more positions. And the Red Bull got Vince as well. That was a bit risky. But yeah, I think Wedgie at the moment, even though he's keeping that gap, at the same time, once you have wing damage to begin with, it's okay. You start to drive it, and all of a sudden the tires start to get a wee bit warmer because you're putting a wee bit more load in the front. And at that point, that's when the tires start to go. So they're okay for the first couple of laps, and then all of a sudden the west starts to kick in, the tire temperatures back up, and yeah. So let's just keep an eye out on Wedgie's pace. Even though he's keeping it there, he seems to be okay in the lap. Like it's the DRS that's really keeping him. The podium was to get out of that. And we've got Nash has spun. Nash has spun. Will that bring out a light sticker? I don't think. Oh,
Virtual.
Virtual
and Wedgie's just gone past the pits. May have been an opportunity to pit there, but I don't think it will be the smartest idea because track position here is absolutely everything.
Well, Wedgie's still in a good position. He's still P2. There could be a penalty car for podium. There might not be. But oh, look at that, Wedgie's right over the back of the podium. So who's risking the delta? It's Wedgie's alongside him. Oh, and he got away with that. Wow, podium's delta must have been very safe there. But Wedgie's still on a net P2. He's got Dino behind him who's got a penalty, so he knows he's got a bit of a buffer. And then you've got Towie. Harvard don't think he'll catch anymore, but yeah, Wedgie's still in a good position for a podium here, so he won't pit. But if Wedgie was, I'm not going to say Wedgie's not smart, but I mean the smart thing to do here would just consolidate P2. Try and Dino's going to get a pen at the end of it. Just try and stay ahead of at least Towie, because podium might get a penalty, but I don't think Wedgie will get him on track just with those mediums. But it's not over with Towie. Still get a good result from this, but it's not up for me to say who's going to get a penalty here. But the gap extends. They've not really got much ERS. Wedgie's already used his, so he's just using the slip sheet. Yeah. But here comes Dino.
Dino
go for it.
Could have a look at an opportunity, but no, he doesn't. Towie's just conserving his time though, because with Towie too, Towie's easily got a podium place here now with the penalty that Dino has. So maybe he's just waiting unless something dramatic happens ahead of him. There's no need for him to risk anything.
He's in a really good position, Towie. Towie's the kind of position you want to be going into a race with about 4 laps left. In P4, Car Hedges got a penalty. P2's got wing damage. P1 might be under investigation. So to keep it clean, you're guaranteed a podium and a good result here. So at least Towie knows that everyone in front of him has got somewhat of an issue that he could lose time. So Towie could be a surprise P1 after the race, but let's see what the stewards have to say though.
Yeah, he doesn't have any ERS, so he is the lowest ERS out of this train, but he's certainly keeping up with the lads in front as Darko Wade and the other tail is battling too. But we'll have to see what happens here, because Towie's getting a really nice exit every time there on Dino, and always looks close. Podium is now called.
Wedgie's out of DRS. That's what Dino's going to go for now. It's Wedgie defends.
Yeah, and Dino, here he goes, looking out around the outside here. Wedgie defends on the inside line. Here comes Dino, and he's not been able to do it. Because if Towie can get ahead of Wedgie, and also Dino gets ahead of Wedgie too with that, it also means that Towie can also claim a P2 then if he gets ahead of Wedgie.
Yeah, so what you'll be looking at now is the fact that podium is away from the DRS. Wedgie now cannot really save his DRS in the DRS zones. So this is the part where podium is pulling away from Wedgie. So he's not going to be in the DRS range now. I think that's it gone. Unless podium makes a mistake, Wedgie now has got an even better fight. Because when he was in the DRS range, he kept the gap. He was just consolidating. But now, with hardly any ERS, with the DRS as well, I think Wedgie's really going to struggle for these last 3 laps.
Yeah, he really is. This could be a big shame for Wedgie. I think as long as he can keep onto the back of Towie and Dino, if they overtake him, he still gets P3 with the penalty. So it's still like a cloud on the a silver lining on the cloud, or whatever that saying is. I always get it wrong, so don't have a go at me. But Towie is looking very, very close to Dino every single time. He just needs Dino to get on the back of Wedgie more, and it's just not happening every time.
Well, this isn't over yet.
Oh, Darko! Ooh, Darko just making a little bit of contact with the other tail. And luckily not getting end plate damage there, but that's put Massey and Groudon right on the back of him here.
Well, this isn't over yet because I've got podium POV up on my right hand side, and I can see that he got a 1 on that lap. So he's got 2 warnings, unless one of them was contact. He's got 2 warnings, so that is he's got to keep it clean his last couple of laps, not go wide, and one was an extension track limit. So he has 2 warnings, but if he can just keep his pace going, he is pulling a big gap on Wedgie though. So as long as he can just keep it clean, he will bring us up. And if he gets another warning, it'll be a bit higher raising for Wedgie at the end.
Yeah, as Matrice just picked up a warning, 3 took a time penalty there, sorry, not a warning, picked up a time penalty on that one. Darker Wave, Massey, Crowden are all following the other tail here, and Tail Towie, the one who's in the top 4 now, along with Dino. And I think Dino's actually got a very decent exit here.
But not
this
much
could be it now
though.
for Dino. Not much ERS, but he can certainly have a look around the outside as Wedgie defends the inside line. They make contact a little bit there. Towie could look interested, but nothing is going to be coming of that unless Dino makes a move into the hairpin, and it doesn't look like that opportunity is ever going to arise in that corner. But he does get a good exit, and he's going to look here to maybe try and take advantage of this. There's a little bit of contact between him and Wedgie. Don't make it silly, boys. Wedgie cuts him off. Doesn't let that happen, and he slams into the back of him. This is very dangerous here right now for these drivers. A slight miscalculation can ruin both of your races.
There's nothing much going through a really fast right-hander, and all of a sudden you get a tap from the rear that upsets the car, but all of a sudden Wedgie's now in the back foot. Dino needs to not use his ERS.
Towie's going for it. Towie's going to look for it here. Oh, and Dino, he sends it down the inside. That is a great move. Dino defends the inside line as much as he can, maybe shoving the AlphaTauri a little bit too wide there. Harvey's now on the back of this. Harvey's getting involved now. He's managed to get on the back of this. Towie is desperate to get past Dino. Look at these two here, who switches now for the inside line now as DRS, but has to come back in for the slipstream, and I don't think Towie, unless he's going to send it, no he doesn't, and stays behind him once again, but seriously trying to put that Mercedes under a lot of pressure there.
I can see why Dino wanted to keep his position, but he's got penalties. If I was Dino, if I saw Terry pass me, I'm like, on you go.
Oh, there goes Harvey! Oh! Harvey had a big upset of the car there, nearly going into the barrier, but managed to save it. I was very lucky there for Harvey.
Well, let's keep an eye on podium. That's the last lap of the race. I don't see anything happening in the middle part of the lap unless Dino gets a really bad run, but we'll try to go for it again. He's got a bit more ERS, so this will probably be his last chance because the run up to the line is so short.
Oh, Crowden and Massey further back. Crowden's got ahead of Massey on the final lap. He moves up into 8th place, but I think this is how the finishing order is going to be by the looks of it. Not many opportunities to overtake here now. Towie has to give it absolutely everything if he wants to take Dino on track, but he certainly will take him on penalties, so that will be good. Massey and Crowden are still busting. Massey's got back ahead. As
Podium crosses the line. What a drive that was. And you got yellow flag effect of 3, is that some slow? No, that drag race over Massey. Crowden done it, Crowden just got it.
Oh,
Crowden
they
just
jump
got it.
on penalties. Moves up to Crowden 5th and 6th.
I think Harvey has, because it obviously disconnected. Harvey will get. Where did he finish in the end? I never saw actually because he crossed the line, but I think Harvey will probably get P4 on that. I don't think he had any penalties. I think that's just the game giving you the game gives you like a penalty because you disconnect or something. But yeah, I think Crowden did get masked at the end there, but he'll lose one position because I feel Harvey will get his position back. But what a drive onto the podium. After having wing damage at the start, he kept it clean, he kept his nose clean, got lucky with the safety car. A wee bit of controversy between him and Wedgie at the end, but yeah, it was again, I'm not sure, I'm not going to speculate, but that's probably under investigation after the race, but let's see what the stewards have to say about it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what does get said, but it's going to be very interesting to see what does get said. But onto the podium, claims his first race victory here in Division 3, and what a race it was for him. Where did he start again? Was it 19th, 18th?
17th, I think it was.
17th all the way.
All the way up to the lead. Incredible job.
Yeah, indeed. Absolutely incredible. I had to yawn mid-sentence there. I do apologise.
What, was this race too boring for you? Was it too boring?
No, it's my painkillers trying to force me to go to sleep, man. So I nearly missed this race again today because of these painkillers. I literally want food and go to bed. But there is onto the podium, on top of the podium on this occasion. And what a race it was from him, with the Williams of Wedgie in second and third. A very well-deserved podium for Teo Tawi, who's come a long way and a lot of development from him, which is fantastic to see. I don't think we both need to say this, both driver of the day onto the podium?
Yeah, it has to, from 16th on the grid. I mean, hats off to drivers like Tawi again for that 9th, Darko Wood from 13th, even AlphaTauri of Friesland, who started 20th. He will probably get, no he won't actually, sorry, ignore me. But yeah, he will made up at 11 sessions, so a great one from him. Again, it has to be podium, but incredible drive from him. Making the chassis work from him. I think he was started on softs. After that wing damage at the start, went on mediums and just kept it clean. And that's really just what you need. It shows you that you have an incident in lap 1 and you've got a wing damage, you stay out, you don't retire, because that's what can happen when you need to pit. And yeah, incredible drive, and definitely deserved.
Yeah, definitely so. Onto the podium, Wedgie and Tawi in the top 3 there. Outside of the top 3 is as follows. It goes from... Oh, no, that's the wrong screenshot I'm looking at. Give me a second. So yeah, it's onto the podium, Wedgie, Tawi in the top 3. Outside of the top 3 is as follows. It was Dino, Crowden, Massey, Darko Wade, Harvey, Teo 2. We can't say his last name, so we do apologise. We'll find out how to pronounce that one. Zach's Beast in 10th place. Outside of the top 10 is as follows. Chelsea, Eke Belova, Senna, Potato, Menard, Matriz, Nash, Fintu, Breezy and Apex at the back, with DNFs in the last 4 there. A very, very interesting race indeed it was for Division 3. I mean, absolutely fantastic there, wasn't it, Presto?
It was very interesting. I don't think racing would be good. We had a lot of overtakes on like Crowding before you bottled it, but that seems to be a recurring theme every week from Crowding. No offence, Crowding, but it seems to be how it's going. Yeah, it's a good qualifying, but yeah, I really enjoyed that race. We're going to try and get some people in. We're going to try and maybe get Wedgie and Podium in, try and start some beef in late night trip. Well, let's bring them in and see if they want to talk to us.
Yep, go ahead. I mean, the day that Crowden actually wins a race, should I say, I am going to lose my S word.
I was just thinking when I saw them on the podium there, they should really have like a fallen ones where they jump and they fall. That would be a really good. That'd be a really good one to have. You don't think so? I think that would be a really good kind of a mode to have, or a good celebration. You know, we trip.
Right. Hello there. We got Wedgie in.
I've invited Podium.
And we also have Podium in the chat here.
Who else we got?
No, these two will do.
Oh, okay.
These two will.
I wanted to bring third place in, but Dime said no, so blame Dime. Hashtag blame
Dime. So we've got currently Podium and Wedgie in the chat. Podium, that safety car really helping you out there in the late stages of the race to bring you back out in 5th on fresh tyres. Let us know your thoughts when you saw that safety car coming out.
I was hoping for it. I got really lucky with the first one as well because I had damage on lap 1. That's the best bit of damage I've ever had on lap 1. So it pitted and then just had a really good strategy of medium to mediums. I knew I was going to be in a decent position for some points, but the safety car really helped.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, it's got you your first win here in Division 3, so congratulations on that one. Quick question for Wedgie. With the safety car coming out, obviously you, Dino, I think Menard at the time before Menard span out and Crowding all on the hards, but you could see Podium in the background on the mediums. What were you thinking with him on those fresh medium compounds?
I don't know, mate. I got pissed off, to be fair. I pretty much led the whole thing until that last safety car. that last safety car came out, I think it was 9 seconds ahead of the next second. So I got shafted quite hard, and then Podium passed me and broke my front wing, so I couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, we saw the damage get caused. I'm going to ask you both of this. Try and keep it civil, please. What were your thoughts on the move? Was it a mistake from one of you? Was it a recent incident from what you could both see? What could we get? Because we saw a little bit of it. We saw the damage go, but we didn't see how the entry to the overtake or the defender of the overtake took place. So what was it? Do you think from you two?
I mean, I'd already turned in, and then I think it was just I haven't watched it yet, but I think it was just late, and obviously I turned in, so my front wings hit the side of his car, and it gave me dark orange right side, so I just couldn't keep, and I nearly got done by all the ones behind me, but they started battling on the last lap, so I got lucky. But yeah, I don't know, I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the stewards may take to that podium. What were your thoughts?
From my angle, I was quite surprised Reggie didn't defend the inside, to be honest. I had a lot of overspeed. And then for me, from my angle, we were side by side in the braking zone. And I was at the inside, there was plenty of room on the outside still, and he just turned into my car. I personally think it's a race incident. The inside wasn't defended, so I went for it.
Dave, are we shocked that the driver that overtook under that situation says it's racing incident, and the driver that was involved in it says it should be a pen? I mean, we're not really surprised any other way. I mean, it's one of those questions where you ask a football manager and they get beat. So how do you feel? Yeah, what they're going to say? Oh, I feel good that we got beat. You know what I mean? It was. But yeah, it was.
Did you
questions get answered?
Was it on the stream or not?
Of course.
Yeah, it was on the stream.
Okay. I never clipped it, so I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, like I say, I'll be interested to see. I don't know. Did you record it, Podium?
No.
Okay, so the only footage we have is the stream footage, so we'll have to go back and have a look at
footage, or do you have to have your own clip?
No, you can use the stream footage.
Oh, okay. I probably would have lost it, and on the worst times, but obviously I couldn't get near him with hot off a front wing gun. It was pretty much impossible for him to fast go on.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's one of those. It was first and second between you two. The safety car was absolutely perfectly timed for Podium. He was really at a good position, especially also with Dino having a penalty. Really helped Howie behind, so Howie had a fantastic drive too, getting P3, so it was good from all three of you. But thank you very much for coming in, gents. Best of luck. Next track is Spain, I believe, so how are you looking forward to that one?
I won in RSF1 and there on Sunday, so it should be alright.
Interesting to see what happens. Podium, yours?
Spain, yeah, I like Spain. Spain's a good no-line circuit, so...
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Division 3 can cook up there. Once again, gents, thank you very much. We'll see you there next week. Anyway, that is going to wrap it up here for European Race Night for Division 3. We are back with Division 4 tomorrow, again in the Netherlands. Zandvoort. It'll be very interesting to see what Division 4 can cook up there. Will it be wet for Division 4? We'll have to see. It was for the first two divisions. But we'll be back next week for Spain between Divisions 1, 2, 3 and 4, Sunday to Wednesday. So make sure you do tune in for those races. I've been Dave Zero, your lead commentator, alongside me, Mr. ERN Presto. We do hope you have enjoyed this stream, and we'll catch you all next week for Spain. Bye-bye.